I am someone who finishes sketchbooks very slowly, but I finally finished one without abandoning it halfway through. So, sketchbook tour. I started this sketchbook on January 13th, 2023, and finished it just this September. I used to be way quicker at these things, but when I'm slower, it's easier to see improvement. I use my sketchbooks very loosely, so there's not a ton of fully finished pieces, but it's fun nonetheless. This tour is going to be a little odd because it's honestly very hard to get this house to be in the sunlight and quiet at the same time, so I have my sketchbook entirely digitally to flip through. I want this to be honest, so I haven't cut any pages. Hopefully, if I do another one of these, I'll have a normal setup. But for now, onto the first page. Starting off with some figure drawings. January is when I took a figure drawing class for the first time, and I ended up really enjoying it. I'm not great, but it's fun for me and a great way to study, so there's a lot more of these here. These are mostly me messing with new materials. When I'm made to use anything but pen or pencil, I crumble into a ball, so these were marker and watercolor tests. I also think the page on the right was my first time trying to draw my room. Seeing it makes me really happy about where I am now. I've got drawings of my room down. The left are some postcards I glued in. I took a pre-college at SVA and the instructor gave everyone some of these. I think they're also covering up some doodles I didn't like. This is also the beginning of splotches of green paint. My green paint pen does that every time and I have yet to learn my lesson. The right is more of me trying still lifes. The sketchbook kind of marks when I started realizing that college applications were not that far away, so I started focusing on fundamentals more. Some oil pastel swatches and even more fruit. These were done with crayon, which makes me still pretty proud of the red apple. More figure drawings. I usually use the website Line of Action for figure drawings, but I just used a Dorka stock on DeviantArt here. The poses are always really interesting. Some background practice. This whole year has been me cracking down on and finding out I really like drawing backgrounds. On the right are some sketches for an assignment my pre-college gave me. I don't have the finished drawing I did for it anymore, but I remember struggling with the colored pencil so much I recreated it digitally to prove to myself I can make it look good. So pretend this is the final drawing. More of me deciding on a design for my pre-college. I still like the little space one, even if it's not what I ended up going with. Here are my sketches for this comic I made in May. It was originally meant to be a zine, but I decided it works a lot better as this 2-page comic. The left is a pre-college assignment, and the right are some thumbnails for drawings I never finished. That will be a theme. I had really bad art block this year and had to get something out because I needed to work on my portfolio. Luckily, I'm good-ish now, just have those awful, terrible essays to write. Even more unfinished thumbnails. I still want to do something with the paper doll idea, though. Doodles of myself. Whenever I have art block, I love to do little self-portraits since I find them really easy, and I get to show off outfits that I like for free. Me thinking about piercings. This drawing I did when I first got my snake bites in March, and I'm still thinking about getting angel fangs along with them. Maybe I'll take out one snake bite before I do that, though. But I do have a 12-gauge septum, so I'm one step closer. Also, some trees. I was really trying to figure out perspective stuff. Face studies from Pinterest. I only really like the first one and the last one, so I ask that you ignore all others. More faces. I only like the bottom left this time. Me and faces have a very rough history, and background art is currently winning that battle. Self-portrait with an age that is no longer accurate, and some fruit with crayons. Unfinished idea, and some sketches of My Chemical Romance members. I still like how the Frank came out. I think he's cute. So is Sad Mikey Cat. I love him. Full MCR spread. I am so mad that the only one I don't like is the biggest one. It drives me mad. So just direct your attention to everything but the Gerard on the right, for me. Figure drawing with pen. The big one on the left is most likely going to end up in my portfolio in the form of this piece. The right is me trying to do some people watching, but I gave up. Gouache test with a lemon and a Frank Guy arrow. I don't like how most of the sharks came out, except for the little guy in blue. Just a small guy. The left are drawings I did at this music festival in Atlantic City. I had a pretty nasty cold, but I got to see Paramore, so it's all worth it. I do regret wearing 3-inch platforms to the beach, though. The right is just some objects around my room, and I have no idea what the silhouettes are. I vaguely remember that they are from Succession. I do love the cup of markers in the top, though. I think it turned out great. Unfinished sketches. I don't even generally know what I was going for with that one. We also have some more observations in my room. This time, my dresser and my closet. Figures. I'm really most proud of these. I think there's a clear improvement from these when you look at the start again. I got a ton more comfortable with doing them. Gestures and a spider sona. My name is Fox, so Spider Fox as a name felt like a given. He's got no lore. I think I just wanted to be Spider-Man real bad. I still do. More objects in my room, but this time it's my favorite, plus a self-portrait. and a Spider-Verse hobby. I am still so crazy about Spider-Verse. The left was thinking about what I wanted to do for my AP art inquiry. I'm not going to be doing it, but I still like the idea. And yet another room drawing. I really wish I went to more places so my still lives would have some variety. Perspective practice and notes. This isn't much, but honestly, this page helped me a ton in just making my brain comprehend perspective. It's definitely an improvement from before. More perspective and OC doodles. I'm really trying to get 2 and 3 point perspective down. These are sketches for a drawing I did finish, but is completely different than this. This whole spread is me designing the bathroom and the 2 characters that were in it, and I ended up just sending them outside a city. More sketches for the same drawing. Their poses gave me trouble until the dying end. More of the same. These were not even the poses I went with, but I still like the sketches. Unfinished sketch, but I also want to turn into something since I love the concept. Also a doodle I glued in here along with some faces. Still life of my desk lamp, I think. And a doodle for a drawing I did finish once again. It's for my portfolio, which makes me less hesitant to say I'm happy with how it came out, but I like it. Self-portrait and a little more detailed doodle of that portfolio drawing. Sometimes I'd like to doodle the same idea twice just to really grind it into my brain. These are all me trying to draw a plant. Later you'll see an observation I did and really liked, and I wanted to overlay a sketch of this plant over it since it was for my portfolio, and I practiced drawing the plant a few times to make sure I didn't mess up. Concept for a 30-day art challenge, and a blank page. It's left blank since I didn't want anything showing through when I took the picture for my portfolio. And the actual finished one is on the left. The right was just some more practice. I am begging you to ignore the hands and look at the plants on the right. They're from different angles and they ended up being in my portfolio too. Here's the image I'm probably going to use. So what we do in the shadows doodle, I don't really like either of these, and also another green paint incident. Even if I don't like these, I think you should go watch the show. It's very good, and I'm kind of going crazy about it right now. Thumbnails for poster ideas I'm planning on doing, and this observation of my desk. I'm quite proud of the desk one, even if it's really simple. And that brings us to the last spread. A little bye message, and I always keep the last page blank to use as a swatch test that I inevitably forget about. So, that's the sketchbook. I hope I could do more of these when I finish another one or go through my digital sketchbook. But, with all that said, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!